his big things that he talks about during self-examination is to not just to ask these questions, but to think in a different way than we normally would think. To think about things more slowly, to not limit yourself to just two alternatives, not just black and white thinking, but to think um, in basically in branch thinking instead of just going linearly and thinking that everything is black and white. To give yourself more than the normal alternatives. He says, don't confuse hindsight for insight, which I thought was I didn't quite know what it meant at first, but eventually figured out that it, at least to me, it meant looking at the past and trying to form predictions about the future based on what's happened in the past. That's not always the best way to think about things. It doesn't always offer insight into a situation just because something has happened a certain way in the past. So I thought that was good advice. He suggested that you think on paper. A lot of us are, myself included. I'm a visual and kinesthetic learner, and so being able to write things out on paper really helps me process. He also said, don't set out to prove yourself right, and do learn from your mistakes and ask questions. So that's his guide to thinking. Chatter said, well, this one was more for a dynamic than just for myself, but I really liked his suggestion about how to find out if you have shared values with a potential person. I think that's really important in a power exchange. His idea of writing a values list to go through and talk about each one to get to know how each other think if you're on the same page, but also just using it as information, knowing something that's important to you, like immediate family, for example, might not be a top value for your partner. And in that sense, it can still work well, but it lets your partner know what is important to you and vice versa. Yes, I totally concur with that. And in fact, that's I'm such a nerd. I have lists of values, and during my quarterly reflection that I take, I'll go through my entire list of values, and whatever ones tend to jump out at me at the time, those are the values that I focus on during my quarter. And they change. They have changed a lot over the years, depending on where I'm at in my life and what direction I want to head in. And I know that Master and I do share a lot of the same values in that we value connection and community. And what do you value, Master? An accurately tracked tittle chart, which I haven't updated in a week. He might be sending me a message. There's a possibility. I love you, Master.
Do you?
I do. Yes. I just am. I'm just a bad person. That's what it is. He's running to the store. A bad person? I'm a bad slave. Is that what you're saying? Huh. We'll get into that. Oh, there it is. That's the snake whip. Can I show them, Master? Can I show them without you smacking me with it? It's cheap. It's a cheapo one. Guy, get her. This is it. This little snake whip. Not super long. Oh, it's a dragon tail? Okay. So it's like from finger to. It's pretty long to my shoulder. It doesn't look like it. It looks professional. It's not. But it is very snappy. I'm starting to sweat just from that little bit. Oh, puppies are going for a ride. Oh, just the one that he likes. Never mind. Huh. All right, Chatter, you said, I also like that he said hazy goals produce hazy results. Actually thinking about what you want and putting them in writing, saying that you can't do something that you haven't imagined beforehand. So thinking about where you want to go and writing it so that you can get to that point, I thought was awesome. Yes, I totally agree with him on that. I especially love the part about broadening your experiences so that you're able to imagine more. Like your imagination is restricted by the experiences that you've had, and you get more ideas by building off of your experiences and by other people's ideas. And so if you expand your experiences, you can have more ideas, be able to use. I don't want to say more of your imagination, but be able to gather more references to connect things in different ways to make your imagination more, I guess your scene ideas more unique is what I'm saying. Going to classes at yes, spark ideas. Thank you, Chatter. That's exactly what I was looking for. Going to classes, etc. too, hearing what other people can do. Oh, help creativity for yourself too. Yes, that does. Absolutely. Yeah, because you build off of what other people are doing. You hear about someone else's experience and then you personalize it for yourself because we all do. It's human nature. We take it upon ourselves and then we could consider how that would affect us and what it would be like for us and whether or not that is for us or not. So yeah, going out into the community and talking to other people that's awesome. In fact, Evie Lupine just did a video this week on temperature play. And you'd think like temperature play, that's very like BDSM 101 kind of stuff. Um, but listening to her, she gave some additional ideas for how to incorporate, more extreme temperature play into your scene ideas. And those are things that I wouldn't have. Yeah, like splashing. Actually, that was one of the things that she said. Yeah, she also talked about using different implements and tools like heat it up or cool down in your temperature play, and then also having tempered differentials in the room to make it more extreme. So having a really warm room with utensils that are chilled or vice versa. Don't show him that video. Well, that's the whole point though, is to like get more ideas and to build your creativity by making different connections. That's what we do. So yeah, I really love that he said that he does things that are outside his comfort zone. I don't think he actually said comfort zone, but just that are outside of things that he normally would do. Like he said, I think he took a square dancing class and became a notary, not notary, a Rotary member, not notary, Rotary. Um, and those were things that he did because those are things that he normally wouldn't do. And it was just to kind of give him new experiences. And I thought that was, yeah, he joins groups that he normally wouldn't join just for a different experience. And I think that's fantastic. It's kind of like the same thing that you get when you travel. Me speaking as someone who doesn't travel, but you, I assume, or from the little bit of traveling that I've done, you get a different perspective on the world when you travel. Different look at different cultures and things, and it makes you a more well-rounded person because you're not just trapped inside your little bubble, looking at yourself.